There we go. All right. Hello, everybody. Lorelea Roberts here from Offerings of Wonder by Lorelea. And we are going to make a snowman today on a pumpkin wreath. And hopefully you saw the picture in the invite, or you see it on the little thumbnail in YouTube once it's posted there. But I thought I had another pumpkin wreath and I didn't. So I had to undo what I did so I could show you guys how to do it. So let me just take control for a moment, so and we'll talk about what we need for everything. Okay, so first of all, if those who have been with me a while, Judy, hopefully you remember this, but November is my birthday month, and one day is just not enough to celebrate, so I celebrate all month long. And so you guys are the lucky ones from that because on our Monday meetups, anybody who joins me on the live will get a chance to win some prizes. So we'll do that at the end. All right. So this is a pumpkin wreath form. I got mine at Dollar Tree probably last year, and I didn't need any more pumpkins, so I was searching around and I saw some snowmen that were made with the wreath. So we're starting with a pumpkin wreath. They are three-dimensional, so they stick out. But I think even if you had a flat one, I think there are some flat ones out there too. I think this would work just as well. So I'm doing that. I'm using this is a very chunky, it's number 7. So if you know your yarn weights, it's a number 7 bulky weight. This is a loops and thread. Chenille something or another. But you could use anything. If you don't have anything this thick, then you can, oh, thank you, Peggy. Hey, actually, I meant to bring that out with me. Let me just spotlight you for a second. There we go. Okay, there we go. Loops and thread, beautiful. Yep, and it's number 7 weight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then if you don't have something that's this thick, like if you have just some regular bulky or blanket yarn or things that aren't as thick, you'll just need more of it to do more weaving. I just liked this because it was made it very pretty quick weave to do. All right, so we need that. If you want a hat, I couldn't find like a regular, like you normally see, like kind of like a top hat more like that are usually in Snowman. But I found just a little knit cap at Dollar Tree, so that's what I am using. I like to go inexpensive if I can. And then I have, grab these guys. I have buttons. Oops, there we go. Buttons for I have 2 bigger buttons for the eyes and then some smaller ones for the mouth. And then I had some carrots, oranges, carrot noses that we can put on. I was looking to see if I had any like bigger carrot noses, and I couldn't find any quickly in my stash this week. So anyway, so I had these, so we're using this today. And then I had if you're like me, you have a craft stash of things. So this was actually an old sweatshirt that I just cut to make a little scarf. So I'm going to add a little scarf on mine today. So those are all the things that I have. I always encourage people to work on your embellishments. Google eyes I think would be fun. I think you could get like square buttons that would be like charcoal. I think anyway, get creative and let's get going. All right, I'm going to come down and there we go. So we have the table here. Let's see if we can't. Okay, so I cut a piece. I actually already cut some yarn. I cut them in about 3-foot pieces just to make it easier to work with. And so whatever you're comfortable with, just cut a piece that you're gonna feel comfortable weaving with. And then to start, let's just talk about the pumpkin shape. So the pumpkin is like these center 4 are kind of end up a little bit lower, and then this one ends up a little bit higher, and then you kind of come in an angle around the edges of your wreath. So I'm going to start with the center four, and I'm just going to take my end and I'm just going to tie it on the one on the left for me. Doesn't really matter if you go left or right to start. I'm just going to make a little knot, and then it'll stay on. And we just have that. And this stuff is so, when I said the bulk of it is so nice that it'll all just kind of squish together when we're done. All right, so let me grab my end, and we're just going to weave over, under, and I'm going to go across these four. So I'm going to go under the next one, so under, going to go over this one, and under this one. Just get that. All right, so that is our start. So where we tied the knot, I did it as an over, under, and then I'm going to go back one more time to just on these four. And then, so if you're using something that's maybe not as thick, then you might have to do more than 2 rows on just these four. And I just went opposite. So let me kind of pull this up for a second here. There we go. So on the first row, I was under this last one. So when I came around, I went over, under. So we're just weaving opposite of whatever we had. All right. And now I'm going to start across, and I'm going to go all the way across to this next spoke that is coming up on the wire frame. We're just going to, again, just opposite of what you did the row before. Over, under. And I'm going to go all the way down to this one now, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to take it back to the same place on the opposite side. Again, just over, under, going opposite of what we had in the prior row. And I gotta say, this yarn is very soft and cozy, and it feels great on the hands. Just saying, it's very nice to work with. All right, so we're gonna come now around this one, and now I'm going to go all the way across, and I'm going to go all the way to the outer frame. So all the way to the outer frame. All right, so let me just show you what we've got so far. I try to hold that at an angle. So I did 2 rows on just these inner 4. I did 1 row getting the next one. So now we're weaving on 6 of them. And now I'm all the way out to my outer frame. And I'm going to wrap it around one time. There's a wrap around that outer frame. And I'm doing that for 2 reasons. One is it will help hold the weaving, your material kind of taut as you go through. So you want it taut, but not super tight or super loose, right? You do that. So wrapped around once. And also, as we are going up this frame, it extends out. And so we just need it to be able to keep the rows even. We need a little bit of that extra bulk in. All right, so I was wrapped it around once. I was over in this row, so we're going to come back around, and we're going to just do opposite again and go all the way to the other side. Bim ba doom, bim ba doom. Pulling it through all the way to the other edge. There we go. So we're all the way to this other edge. I'm going to wrap around that outer outer part of the frame one time, and then I'm going to come back the other direction. So we're going to just just over, under, and we're going to do that for the rest of making our snowman. And you can already see he's starting to take shape, he or she. So again, at the edge, I just did a wrap around, and then we're gonna come back. Under, over, under, over, under, over. Oh, we don't want to make a knot in it.
Do you tie the ends when you get to the end of the piece you have?
I did not. I just kind of tucked them in.
Okay.
I left kind of long tails and then just tucked it in. So we'll get there in just a moment, but good question. So again, wrapping around the end. Bim ba-dim, bim ba-dim, bim ba-dim. Over, under. And as I'm going, the center section's getting a little bit bigger, but that's okay because it expands out, so it needs a little more in the middle. So it just does that naturally. All right, wrap around the ends, and let's see. All right, wrap around this end. All right, so here I am. I've got my tail. I'm going to just take my little tail and I'm just going to tuck them under that row below and leave them there. This seemed to work for me when I did it before. And so then I'm gonna take my next one, I'm gonna tuck it in that kind of same place, and then just start my weaving again. Now, if you wanted to tie the ends together, you could. If you want to work with a longer piece, you could. I found about 3 feet worked pretty good for me as far as being able to pull it through. I will tell you the chenille yarn, the loops and thread chenille yarn, does like to leave little bits and pieces around. So I was making this while I was watching TV in the living room, and I was sitting on the floor because I was playing with the dog too. But when I got up, I had little bits of white all over me and little bits of white all over the carpet. So just to pre-warn you, just to let you know, it does like to shed. There we go. Oops. Got myself tangled up there. There we go. All right. But it is kind of fun. So can you see right here where you can see some of the wire showing? What we'll do just as we pack it down, it'll just end up covering up as we pack it in. So don't get too worried if you're seeing that wire while you're doing it. Just know by the time you get done, you want it packed down enough so that all that wire gets covered up. Okay. So again, wrapping around the ends. All right, so this isn't the like really exciting part where you guys are just going to watch me weave, but I'm just gonna keep going. So let me talk about a couple of things that are going on for November. So it is my birthday month. I like to give back. So any of the lives that I do, I'll be giving away some little goodies. I am working on putting a couple little specials out on my website. So I got one loaded before I got on. It's a beginner birthday bundle. And that includes a mystery kit, little beginner's kit, and it has scissors, so some basket shears, It has a weave right tool, a mug, oh, and a logbook. So a little beginner bundle. It is valued at 110 and I have the bundle for 85. So that'll be one of the gifts or one of the things I will do for November. We'll have some specials. So if you're on Facebook with me, keep an eye out there. I'll be sending some emails out with some specials that may be just like 1 day specials. So keep an eye out. And all right, so there I just ended another one. Let me grab another piece here. There we go. All right, so here's my piece. I was just going to show this again. There's my piece that ended. I'm just gonna kind of make a space from the row below, and I'm just kind of tucking it down in there. All right, so let's see, that was under. So I'll put our new piece in, I'll tuck it in that same spot, and then wrap it up here, and away we go. So what else is going on? So other things that are going on, we've been looking for a new vehicle for a while because, you know, I never do anything, those big decisions quickly. But we have the trailer that we pull when I go to convention, and the weight we were pulling was probably just about maxing out our little RAV4 that we had. And so we've been looking and trying to decide on what to get that would be good to tow with, that would be comfortable, and, you know, maybe would be one of the last cars we buy, at least that kind of a SUV type of car. And so we got a new Telluride, so from Kia. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's making me feel very old because it has a ton of bells and whistles, all kinds of electronic setup stuff. That I was like, lots to learn on it. How about that? All right. So remember when you're so you can see as you start pushing down, those wires disappear. So like as you start pushing down. So that's about halfway through. It took not quite one skein of the loops and thread. This number 7. So again, if you had something that was smaller, you might need more. But I think anything that's kind of fluffy would be fun. And I said, if you get something that's a not quite this big, you just would need to do it for more rows, but definitely could be done. Over there, down we go. All right. So a couple of the prizes I'm going to be giving away because I get swag stuff to, you know, for marketing. One of the companies I work with sends me samples all the time of things. So one of the things they sent me was a little um, blanket for fall. All right, so this one where I'm cut, I'm pretty close to the edge there. I think I'm gonna just back this up and maybe tuck it in back here. Just tuck it in there. I don't want to have that piece right at the edge. Um, just because I don't want to put that much tension right on the edge since I'm not tying them. Now, you are welcome to tie them if you feel like they would be more secure, but this is just going to hang up on my door. So it's not like there's going to be a lot of pressure on it. Get in there. There we go. Okay. So can you see it's trying to ride up on me. So I'm just pushing it down. That's because we're going from like the widest part and there we go, the widest part, and it's starting to narrow back down. So it likes to slip up a little bit. So just keep an eye on it as you are weaving, and that you keep it packed down, but that as you go. So we're just gonna boom, ba-dam, so that you don't pull it too tight and then it doesn't pack back down for you. Yeah. So let's see, what else do I have? I have one of my mini kits we're going to give away. I have some towels and some mugs. So we'll see. We'll see where we're at when we get done here. All right. So again, there we go. I'm going around that edge. And then before I start back, I'm just going to make sure that it's down. It's not going to pull out. There we go. All right. Over, under. Simple weaving. And I love the idea of using, and get back in there, using the pumpkin frame to make something besides a pumpkin, right? So kind of fun. Get back over here. Oops, my ends are coming out. No, get back in there. There we go. All right, you guys get down here. If you are having trouble with keeping it, just take a clip and put it on there to help hold it on, keep it in place. If it keeps sliding up. There we go. Help with that. And then I think the only really tricky part on doing this is when we get up to right about here, where these start to get narrow. Not tricky, just kind of got to eyeball where you're at and where it makes sense to take your yarn, whether it's all the way over or when you start to come up there. So gonna do this. Boop-a-doo.
Lorelea, what kind of yarn did you say that was?
It's loops and thread, and it's a chenille, and it's number 7, the bulk on it.
Is it just with regular yarns? I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever seen that before.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think. I think I got this at Michael's, and it's not cheap. I think it normally runs around, I don't know, $12, $13 for a skein.
Okay.
But I had a coupon and I had a $5 off, so it ended up being like less than $3. So you guys know I'm very frugal on things, right? I like to like to share those kinds of things. But that's where I picked it up at. All right. Let's see where we're at here. A couple more rows before we hit that little triangle up there. And you could decide, like, you know, you don't want the wires to show. That's really I'd say from a packing standpoint, that's my tip on packing is just excuse me. You just don't want the wire pieces to be showing through. All right, so wrap it around the edge there. I'm gonna just flip this over so I can see it a little better. All right, I think I'm going to, let me see if I can move my camera here. Good. All right, I'm gonna move my camera. Let's see about that. There we go. And I can put it in my lap. It's a little easier for me to manipulate, and hopefully you guys can still see. So wrapping it around that last one. There we go, coming back. I'll just leave that tail in there. Tuck it into the row below. Grab my next piece. Tuck it in. Yeah, if you do want to tie them, just tie them so the knot's in the back, since it'll be hanging against the wall. You won't see what's on the back. Right? Yeah. Down and around we go. So for November, does anybody have travel plans? Are we sticking close to home for Thanksgiving?
We're doing shows, so I'm stuck at home.
Okay. Where are you doing shows at?
Uh, and one's over in Berea at what used to be Churchill Weavers.
Uh-huh.
And then there's one out at the winery here in Richmond. And the other one is at the old mall.
Okay. Excellent. You've been busy getting things woven up?
Oh, oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes. You know how it is.
Yeah, there's always something, always something. And then are you guys going to Florida for winter again, Judy?
Yes, we'll go in right after Christmas, I think. My husband's down there right now,
Ah,
enjoying himself. So,
uh-huh. Okay. All right.
are you doing any shows?
I'm not doing any shows. I've just teaching classes, so I've got some local classes. I'm doing a rain stick later this week in the studio. And then I am, oops, I didn't get that one tight. Let me pull that. Um, and then I'm teaching a basket in Oldham County at the end of the week. What
You're
else?
busy.
It's getting hoop boxes out the next couple of days. So, oops. The other good thing with this is if you, what do I want to say? If you miss one or you do, like if you go over two or under two and you come back around, when you squish it all together, you're not gonna see it. So it's very forgiving material to work with. Again, I'm gonna come around the end here. Back around. So I've done these, weaving on these pumpkin frames before with different materials. And what I have found is that if you don't wrap around the end, they they didn't seem to lay as nicely. And it depends on the material. Like reed is fine because reed will stay in place. But if you're using some of these softer materials or there's a video out on my YouTube channel, one that I did using mesh to make the pumpkins. They tended to slide a lot, so I like doing this little wrap at the end. It just seems to kind of help keep everybody in place a little bit better. All right, so we're getting there, guys. Let's see. Peggy, how's yours coming?
Okay, I would have to say, I think your bulky whatever stuff seems much bigger and thicker than mine. I wonder if there's like, you know,
Was it
extra
number?
bulky.
It was
Mine
number
says it's
7, wasn't
bulky
it?
7, but I wonder if yours is like extra bulky 7 or something.
Huh. I don't think so.
Because mine is uh, about as round as my little finger, and yours looks like
Oh,
it's substantially larger.
oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so anyway, it's taking longer.
Okay,
And
well, that's
that's
okay.
my excuse for why it's
There you
taking
go.
longer.
That's fine. Well, actually, that'll be good for people to see then that using some of the smaller material then,
See?
even though it's bulky. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, now I'm gonna have to. I'm trying to see. I'm looking around my studio. I thought I had brought the.
Yeah, the woman at Michael's tried to get me to buy that extra thicker stuff, but they didn't have it in white. And, I was like,
Ah,
well,
gotcha.
I'm doing it this afternoon, so I kind of gotta
Well,
take what
that's
you
all right.
got in white.
Yeah, you know what? That works.
But it does say bulky 7 right on the label. So I don't know what the thicker stuff was that she was showing me. I didn't really look at it that closely because it was, pink or something.
Huh. Okay. Well, there you go. All right. So let's see. I think I've got. There we go. I think we'll do. I think one more piece will probably do it for mine, but this is where we start to get up into. Just gonna kind of get these guys pushed down here. All right. So I want you guys to be able to see. Here's that that little triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I can get that through. And there we go. I'm going to tuck that end in. Get in there. I think that'll stay there. I think I probably can get one more row on that side. So you can see this one is like much smaller. This one, and I don't know, I'm just showing you on mine, this one is much bigger. This one gets much smaller faster. So it's what I will say is just use your best judgment. All right, let's see where we're at. Let's see, that's underneath there. Okay. Just stick this guy in. All right, couple more rows. Gets harder as you get towards the end, right? Because there's not as much space to work in. But whoops. Huh. All right, let's pull the end right out. So let's just pull it through here. There we go. All right, let's see. We got this guy. He's down there. There we go. Okay. A couple more rows. And then you get to have the fun of decorating them, which to me is, where I get to see people's creativity come out. I said I had a old sweatshirt in a fleece sweatshirt in my, you know, my bag of things I could use to get creative with. And I just cut it and made a scarf. All right. Bam, ba-dam. Alrighty. That across. Pull that across. That across. Bam, ba-dam. I think you could have a lot of fun. Okay, so I think I'm at a point right here on where this little guy is. I'm just gonna treat that as one and not try to get in that little triangle. We're just gonna come back across. Oops. The stem part makes it easy to attach something to it. So I was trying to see if I could find like a fun little hat, like Christmassy kind of hat to add on to our little guy here. But I wasn't finding anything, and I didn't really have anything in my stash, so then I get creative, right? So that's why I found that like little knit hat, and I've got a little bow I thought I'd stick on it. All right, so now I'm going to come across here. I am pretty close here at the top. You see, not too much. So let's see, I'm gonna come here. I got that row finished. I'm gonna come around and just do a couple of wraps around this top bar here, just to kind of fill it in. My hat's gonna be covering up this part, so I'm just going to kind of take these across and just kind of fill that in. Oops, let's see. Yep, that wasn't very tight. Let's tighten that up here. There we go. There we go. All right. So get my little fingers to work here. There we go. So I'm just kind of going across that top, covering up that wire on top. All right, then I'm going to take a look and make sure it looks like it's packed enough. I don't see any little wire pieces sticking out anywhere. I've still got a little bit for right now. I'm just going to leave that, but you can tie that off, tie your end off if you have some left. I'm just going to leave that for the moment because I want to go on to our next steps. Let me get back on the table. With the tail. All right. So let me grab my little buttons. So I had buttons. I'm just going to lay these on here first. And kind of get an idea where I might want them. Whoop. And there went a button flying. Where'd it go? No, it went all the way across. Wait. Felix has a silly smile right now. There we go. But you can decide again what you want to use for making your face. I'm just kind of looking at it. So here's my, let me get that. Let me try this. I'm gonna move him a little bit. There we go. Okay. So here's the stem of it. So I'm using that to kind of center and just trying to look to see where I would want my eyes and my mouth. And then my nose. I'd like a little bigger nose, but you know, I think that'll work since that is what I have. And then I like to use, whoops. I use a lot of this Loctite super glue gel control for things. So you just glue them on. But before I do that, I just want to also show you. So gluing them on. So let me show you that. All right. And then I just wanted to show you. So I had this little knit hat. Literally, I'm just taking him and stretching him. Oh, you can't see that on the dark. Let me. Huh, you cannot see that at all. Black on black does not show very well, does it? Well, you can see, let me do this. This was a sweatshirt that I cut up. There we go. Okay. So you could decide, I'm going to kind of put it a little bit at an angle. You can see. And then I had a little bow. So I think I'm going to put a little glue on that. That's where I'll start. Now to keep the hat on, you can glue it on. Just gonna take this. There's a little bow. I'm just gonna put that on there just to give it a little red on it. But so you could either take some glue and just glue it along however you want to put it on. If you can find like a three-dimensional hat, like maybe one of those foam decorated hats, you could cut it in half and then just glue it right onto the stem and have it sitting right on top. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my eyes back on. My eyes, because he's just too cute. Here's my eyes. And then we'll do his mouth. And again, I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the back of the button. And then put him about there. Oops, maybe a little higher. There. There.
Lorelea, I discovered something not too long ago about that glue. I've used it and used it and used it, and it would seem like it would run out really fast. And I finally started clipping off the top of it,
Yep.
and there'd be like a lot of glue left in there.
There's a lot of glue left in them. Yeah. A lot of times what I'll do is I leave them turned upside down like that.
Yes,
So they're,
I do that, but I stick usually a paper clip down in them to make sure they're not stuck. But
yep.
I literally have thrown away a whole lot of them that I'm sure still had glue in them.
Glue in them. Yeah. Yeah. If you cut the tops off, you can get more glue um out of them for sure. All right. There's my last mouth. How's he look? He's got kind of a cute little smile there. And then we'll put some glue on the nose. All right. There we go. Oh, he's so cute. All right. And then for the scarf, the same kind of thing. I'm gonna, let's see. I'm just gonna kind of lift this. You could either glue this on. Oops. Kind of. There we go. So here's the bottom. You could glue it on, you could sew it on to have it come on tight. I'm just gonna tie this right now just so you guys can kind of get an idea. So you could kind of hang like that. All right, let me come up. Let's go back that way. There we go. And there we go. There is our little snowman. All
Yes, you could
right,
do that,
that
but
was our little snowman. I'm going to kind of just leave him hang here for a second. All right, so let's see. I've got Judy, Peggy, and Sherry. All right, I'm going to just lay some things out that you guys can't see. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Okay. Sherry, since I know you're on mute, we want to put in a chat, pick a number between 1 and 7. 1 and 7. Let me grab my pen. Write stuff down. Let's see. She said 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So let me come back to me. Let me come back to me. There we go. There we go. All right, Sherry, you win a mug. And I believe I have your address, Sherry. Right, because you have ordered. I'm just gonna get my notes. There we go. Notebook. And I will get that sent off to you. Note here. Sherry. Bolin gets a mug. All right, let's see. Miss Peggy. So a number between 1 and 7, that's not 5.
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Huh. I got some extras of these signs.
Oh, that looks fabulous. I have
Yeah.
just the place for that.
Oh, excellent. All right. So, Peggy, I don't know that I have your address. If you want to either send me a message or my
You want me to just
emails,
put it in the chat?
Oh, yes. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes. Peggy. Clipper. All right. Gets the sign. When I got this, I had to get one of these for my studio because, my
Yeah.
studio, my house, anywhere, right? My husband laughs at me because when I got it. So I'll tell you a quick story about the sign. When I had ordered one for me and I wanted to see what they were like before I ordered any more. When I got it, I actually ended up throwing it away. It was a metal sign like this, and it had eyeballs, like real eyes, eyeballs on it. I was like, well, that's not what I ordered. So anyway,
creepy,
okay.
creepy.
All right. Judy, you are next.
My birthday's on the 7th, so I'll take number 7.
Number 7. All right. All right, Judy, I was saying at the beginning, one of the companies that I buy stuff from is For Imprint.
Oh
And they
my
sent me
gosh!
this.
Oh, I'll use that.
Isn't that cute? It does say For
Yeah,
Imprint on it, but you can kind of
I
ignore
love
that.
it.
A very
Thank
nice,
you.
fleece blanket.
I use that for my nap.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's the blanket. And I'll work on getting those out. They'll probably go out in the morning. All right. And I think that was all that was on live with us. And let me just get. So Peggy, your address begins with W?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a weird, I think we're the only place in the country that does it, but it's like a that's west 148, south 6780 from some point somewhere. I don't know. It's,
Okay. But I just wanted to make sure that I had it right. Let me
Yeah.
I'm gonna just copy this into my notes over here. Excellent. Okay. Well, the other thing we do at the end of our little get together here is just show what you've been working on. So, anybody, well, let me see, Peggy, let's see how yours is coming along. Let's show everybody what it looks like with the, there we go. Oh, that looks awesome.
yeah,
I like it.
it's coming along.
Yeah.
I just keep squashing it down, and so I don't feel like I'm making any progress because
Yeah.
I push it
That
down, and
is,
then it's like, oh, now I've got the same amount to do again.
okay. So are you still on one skein?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, just to help people understand. When I was looking, I think the bulky one that I used had 27 yards. I think it was about that in it. And then I'm guessing yours probably has 50 some.
109.
Oh, 109. Okay. So there you go. So one skein, just to let people, as you're trying to think about what you need, the smaller it goes, the more of it you get. So I'm thinking one skein will still work, but just wanted to.
Yeah. Oh,
All
you know
right.
what? Now I look at this again. I think I grabbed the wrong thing. This says jumbo 7, not bulky 7.
Ah, okay.
I think it was I think it was in the same rack as the bulky
Yeah,
7s, and I grabbed the wrong one.
well,
Okay,
that's all
that
right. It's
solves the
working.
problem.
It's
Yeah,
working.
it's working.
Yeah. Okay. And then so Judy, are you working on anything? I know you said you were doing stuff for your show. Anything you want to share?
And it's supposed to be in Eric Taylor's this week, and I got sick Saturday. So
Oh,
I've got 4 days of vacation here. I have no plans. So
oh, wait, let me make you. Oh, is that with sea
I made a
glass?
tree this morning.
Nice.
That is gorgeous. Gorgeous,
So
gorgeous.
I'm working on trees.
Is it on like a styrofoam piece?
Hmm. With a
Yep,
little cork bottom,
yep. Nice.
lots of hot glue,
Oh my gosh.
and a little
Lots of hot glue.
starfish at the top.
Yep, beautiful.
But I'm making them in one, two, three, three different sizes. So they either people buy them as a set or individually, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. I always love to see what people are working on besides
Me too.
basketry because we
Me
have so
too.
much talent. Peggy, sorry, anything that you'd like to share that you've been working on?
Well, I
Besides,
just did a craft show yesterday. So I was kind of working on, I guess there's one here that's not finished yet, but it's a little tiny angel that
let me
I'm
make you
Cute.
bigger. There we
making
go.
with baker's twine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
haven't seen them with the twine. That's very cool.
yeah, it's a Julie Kleinrath had the whole like 24 patterns in a package or whatever, and she was selling the
Yeah.
little heads stuff. So I've been
Okay.
making a bunch of those.
Very good. Well, I hope you did well, or at
It
least
was
worth
not
your
great, I
while.
would have to say. I was a little
Yeah.
disappointed, but it's always kind of a crapshoot. Well, and here in Packer country, the Packer game was on at noon, so
Oh, well, there you go. Yes.
we were we were very
Well,
busy. We were very busy until noon, and then the crowd
well,
dropped off dramatically.
okay. Well, I hope you don't hold it against me, but I'm a Lions fan. I grew up in Detroit, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
so they lost yesterday, so not great, not great, but that's all right. All right, all right. Anything else, Sherry? I didn't know if you wanted to pop on and share anything. Nope. I'll give you a second there, and if not, so. Keep an eye out on the Facebook page, my Offerings of Wonder by Lorelea Facebook page for, I'm going to try to do a couple impromptu lives and give some things away because, I said I love to celebrate all month long. And
When is your birthday?
my birthday is the 8th.
Wait,
So, and you said yours was the 7th
mine is the 7th of August.
of August. Okay.
August.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's right around my anniversary is the 8th of August.
Oh,
Yeah.
our anniversary is the 6th.
Oh,
I always get my birthday and my anniversary mixed up.
mixed up. Well, they're both worthy celebrations.
Yeah, it works out fine.
Gives
All
your husband you know, either a good chance to be really good or really in the doghouse for getting both of
Yeah.
them.
Well,
For
we usually both stay in the doghouse. It's in July. Our wedding anniversary is in July, and we're usually out of town for that time. We just forget about it. It's just like, but
I
after
understand that.
63 years is a long time to worry about anniversaries. So
It's a long time, but it's awesome. It's awesome. All right. Well, with that, folks, I'm going to say have a fantastic week. Thanks for jumping on with me today. I can't wait to see your finished snowman and how you decorate them. Um, and then the other thing I was just going to say, if you didn't want to use yarn, I was thinking about this, other things that you could do. I was thinking you could take like sheets, like if you had an old white sheet and you could tear it into strips and make a mummy. Like a mummy would be really cute because I think that would work as well, like a mummy face, and then you could put a design on it, or to make a snowman. So whatever you have, like use what you have. That's what I like to encourage. So if make it when you get them finished, please tag me so I can see them. And other than that, I will say have a fantastic week, and we'll be talking with you soon.
thank, thank you.
Okay. Oh, wait. You guys, Sherry just did her. Let me open it. Let me open it. Oh my gosh. She's been working on this. Let me see if I can't share. Let me share it so you guys can see it. There we
Gosh,
share. There you go. Can you see her
oh,
tree?
that is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that is so pretty.
Is that a tree skirt? I assume.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yes.
tree skirt. Yes, I see it now. That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Good job. Good job. Oops. There we go. We'll stop that. All right.
Wow.
Good job, Sherry. That is coming along beautifully. I love the black nutcrackers
Nut,
in there. That
the
really
nutcrackers
offsets
are
the
cool.
the
Yeah,
lighter.
that's really pretty.
Yeah, they are.
Really pretty.
Well, excellent. All right. Well, you guys have a fantastic week and we'll talk soon. Take care,
Thanks,
everyone.
Lorelea. See you
Bye.
later. Bye bye.